Win or lose, it's anyone's game, now on BBC One.
Hello and welcome to No Win, No Fee, the show where all 12 of these contestants are hoping to win £4,000, and I'm hoping they don't, because I don't get paid for presenting this show. If one of the people here takes home that money, then I go home with nothing. Zero. And if you don't believe me, here it is in black and white. It's my contract. Read what it says. Remuneration. The presenter agrees that he shall receive no fee for providing the services. In fact, the only way I make anything is if these people fail to win the £4,000, in which case I take home the money. So, let's meet the people who stand between me and my fee. We have Pierre, Ben, Louise, Robert, Jenny, Zig, Jill, Kim, Mandy, Steve, Catherine and Tony. They're complete strangers to each other. In fact, they only met briefly just before the show, and all they know about each other, because this is a game of assumption and presumption, as I'm going to ask you to choose players who you think are going to get a question wrong. It's sudden death. It's all about reading body language and first impressions. There are 12 of you now. In a few minutes, only 6. And we're going to start by randomly choosing one of you. I wonder who it's going to be. Who's going to choose an opponent that they think will get a question wrong. And it's Kim. Kim, I wonder if you're a good reader of body language. We're going to find out. Are you a good judge of character? Will you join me now, please, to choose your question? Hello, Kim. 11 nervous people facing you, but you've got a decision, first of all. Which one of these 2 questions, top or bottom, do you has got the least chance of answering? You've got to pick a question that you think one of these 11 people will get wrong.
I'm going to go for the bottom question.
For the bottom question. Now I'm going to read it, and you've got to scan the faces of the people in front of you. Take a look at them all, see how they react. They might be bluffing, but at the same time they may genuinely be surprised, worried, concerned about the question. You've got to pick somebody who's going to get it wrong. And here comes the question. Which South American country rules the Easter Islands? Tony seems completely dead from the neck up from the look.
I think I'm going to choose Louise.
So, Louise, she thinks she's got a measure of you. Will you now join us, please, and face your question? So you had a bit of thinking time. Why'd you go for Louise?
I don't know, she's just a little bit less confident than the others.
You had a lot to choose from, though. It's quite tough being up first.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Louise, you have to get this question right. If you get it wrong, you leave us. If you get it right, Kim, who chose you, goes home early. I should really say bad luck to both of you, because you're both standing between me and that £4,000. I'm going to read the question again.
Okay.
Have a think about it. Which South American country rules the Easter Islands? Got plenty of time on this. Still happy with your choice, Kim? Do you think she's going to guess? Or maybe she knows this. Maybe she's just psyching us out. Prolonging the agony.
No.
She's smiling now. Little cheeky raise of the eyebrows.
No, I'm still confident.
She gets it right, you go home. Louise, which South American country rules the Easter Islands?
Well, it's 2 I'm not sure of, and I'll take pot luck and say Argentina.
What was the other country you were going to go for?
Chile.
So you think it's Argentina, Chile, but you pumped Argentina. The correct answer is Chile, so you're wrong, I'm afraid, Louise. So, Kim, you are through to the next round. Take your place, please. Louise, I'm happy to say you're out. Now we need another contestant to choose an opponent they think will get a question wrong. I wonder who it's going to be this time. And it's Jenny. We've got one person through. I wonder if Jenny will also have a place in the next round. We're going to find out Will you please join me and choose your question, Jenny? Now, do you think you're happier choosing an opponent to get it wrong or answering a question, Jenny?
I was just thinking that. I really don't know. It's very tough.
It's
very
a tough one.
indeed.
Okay, now I'm going to give you a choice of questions. You've got to choose top or bottom. You've got to choose one that you think somebody here will get wrong. Which one do you think is toughest? Which one would you find more difficult, top or bottom, would you say?
I think the top, and I think I'll choose the top.
Jenny has gone for the top question. Now study the reactions of the people here as I read the question. They stand between you and me and £4,000. In which northern town was the co-op founded? Look at them all, see how they've reacted. Are you getting a short list together in your mind, or are they all looking equally blank and vacant?
That's some good poker.
Robert was looking down then, he was avoiding you. Now he's suddenly perked up. Who's it going to be? Who's going to get it wrong?
I think I'll choose Tony.
Tony, would you please face your question? Now why Tony? Do you think he looks like a soft southern lad then?
I don't know. He just, I don't know. He just seemed to be keeping a very straight face, which either means he knows or he doesn't know. So I was just.
Do you think maybe it was an over-the-top straight face?
I don't know. I was trying to read him behind those glasses. It's quite tough.
Overcompensating. Okay, well here comes the question again. In which northern town was the co-op founded? Take your time, have a think about it. Are you still pleased you chosen Jenny? You think it's going to be a guess?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's bluffing.
He's a very good actor if he is bluffing, and that means if he gets through, the other contestants are going to have to watch out. So, Tony, in which northern town was the co-op founded?
Leeds.
Are you asking me or telling me, Tony?
Don't know.
Leeds. The correct answer is Rochdale. Tony, you're wrong. So it was a guess, and a good judge of character there is our Jenny. She's through to the next round. Take your place, please. Tony, I'm delighted to say you're out. Only 4 more places in the next round. So far, the people who've chosen the question have done very, very well. Is that streak going to continue? Let's find out. And it's Mandy. How good's Mandy going to be at judging her opponents? Mandy, let's find out. Come and choose your question. So a bit of pressure on you now. Not as many people to choose from. Have you been thinking about whether you'd prefer to answer or choose?
My mind is blank.
Really?
Yes.
We'll put something in it now. I've got 2 questions for you to consider. Which one of these are you going to go for? The top or the bottom question?
I will take the bottom question.
The bottom question. It's from the category of politics. Who succeeded James Callaghan as leader of the Labour Party? That's the question. Mandy, you've got to choose someone who's going to get it wrong so you can stay in the game. You got any kind of short list, or do you want to go straight for a selection?
I'll go for a selection, and I shall go for Catherine.
So it's Catherine. Catherine, she thinks you're going to be pants at politics. Will you please join us and face your question? You spent a bit of time deciding. Why Catherine?
Pot luck.
Bad luck for Catherine if she gets it wrong. Very bad pot luck for you if she gets it right, because you'll be going home. Would you know the answer to that?
No.
Right. So that means you think that she's somebody who doesn't know her politics. Or was it age, maybe, that made you go for it?
Pot luck, Paul.
Pot luck. She won't be drawn on it. It's going to be a toughie. Either way, somebody leaves us when we hear this answer. Catherine, take as long as you like. Who succeeded James Callaghan as leader of the Labour Party? She's having a think, dredging through her history. Still pleased you chose her?
We'll have to wait and see.
Okay. Who succeeded James Callaghan as leader of the Labour Party, Catherine? You don't have to answer straight away. You might want to tell us some names maybe you're thinking of.
Well, Mandy actually did very well because politics is my strong point. Being Welsh, I'm going to go for Neil Kinnock.
Neil Kinnock. Neil Kinnock is not the correct answer. It's Michael Foot. So I'm afraid, Catherine, you are wrong. Yes, after the winter discontent, Michael Foot took over, was never Prime Minister, of course. Mandy, you take your place in the next round. Catherine, I'm happy to say you're out. Off you go. Now it's getting a little more tense. There's people to choose from. A few questions left. Only 3 places left in the final. Who's up next for one of those places? Let's find out now. And it's Zig. Zig, you've got to know your general knowledge, but more importantly, you've got to be a good judge of character. Let's find out how good you are. Will you please join me and choose your question? Couple of choices, 2 questions for you to consider. And then you've got to choose somebody you think, you hope, you pray, you know is going to get it wrong. Which question do you fancy, top or bottom?
I think I'll pick the top one.
Okay, remember, it's not about what you know, it's about what you think other people know.
Yeah, the top one sounds
The
good.
top question, okay. I'm going to read it, take a look at these 5 slightly frowning faces, and then tell me if you think is most likely to get it wrong. Here comes the question. Take a look at them. The Stadium of Light is the home ground of which English football club? Steve is very pointedly not looking at either you or me. That could be on grounds of taste, or it could be he doesn't know the answer. Jill's gazing at you like she's trying to hypnotise you. And the other 3 are very impassive. Okay, so who's it going to be?
I'll choose Jill, please.
So Jill, he thinks he can read you, he thinks he can predict that you're going to get a question wrong. Would you join us and face your question? Right, so far, 3 women through to the next round. You'll be our first male face in round 2, Zig, but only if Jill gets this question wrong. Jill, if you get it right, you send him home. Women don't know about football, you can prove him wrong. Here we go. The Stadium of Light is the home ground of which English football club? Take your time. Have you got a little shortlist for us? Possibilities?
Not really. I'm going to take an absolute wild guess before I walk off. And say Aston Villa.
Aston Villa in the Midlands. The correct answer is Sunderland. Jill, you're wrong. Zig, you're through to the next round. I'll go and take your place for round 2. And Jill, I'm happy to say you're out. We started with a dirty dozen. We've got the 4 horse people of the apocalypse left. Who's up next to choose a question? Let's find out right now. Only 2 places left in the final round. And it's Pierre. Pierre, good luck. You've only got 3 people to choose from. You've got to choose somebody who gets the question wrong. Come and join me, though, and choose your question. A couple of different categories for you. You've got to think, maybe you've been studying the reactions of the people in front of you, but more importantly, maybe you're thinking, what do I not know? Although it's not just about what you know, it's about what you think other people know. 2 possible questions.
I'll go for bottom.
Was that a kind of educated choice? Is there a reason for it?
I think there was a reason for it, yes.
Okay, you can maybe tell us a bit later on. We don't want to give any clues. Here comes the question. Take a look at their faces. What is the main ingredient in the Middle Eastern sauce tahini? That's the question.
I'll go for Steve.
So, Steve, he thinks you're going to get this wrong. Let's find out. Join us and face your question. Okay, why did you prompt for Steve?
Well, cookery, I went for the question, so for anyone really. Steve, I just felt looked a bit less confident.
Oh, you chose cookery, what, because there are 3 men and you think they're less likely to know about cookery? Right. The category is cookery. I'm going to give you the question again. You can take as long as you like to answer. Maybe you know it straight away. Maybe he served in the Middle East. Maybe he's from the service. Maybe he's had holidays there. Maybe he's watched those daytime cookery shows. Here's that question. What is the main ingredient of the Middle Eastern sauce tahini? Picture yourself in your kitchen or in the supermarket looking at that big spice rack. Got to be worth a guess.
Chili pepper?
In fact, the answer is sesame seeds. So, Steve, you are wrong. Which means Pierre did choose wisely. It's tough up here under the lights. Pierre, you are through to the next round. Steve, I'm delighted to say, back to your kitchen, you're out. It's 1-on-1 now. 2 people, but who's choosing the question and who's answering the question? It's 50-50. Who's it going to be up first? And it's Ben. So Ben's got to choose one of two questions for Robert to answer. Ben, will you join me now and choose that question? Okie dokie. No choice as far as the opponent goes, but you have got a choice of questions, and there they are. Do you want to go for top or bottom? Take your time. Think about maybe anything you've learnt about Robert, but more importantly, think about how difficult or not these are, the areas of expertise. Because it's not about what you know so much as what you think other people know.
I think I'll go for the bottom question.
The bottom question. Okay, Robert, you can stay there for a bit. We're going to give you the same thinking time we gave all the other contestants on the spot, even though we know you are going to come up in a moment and face this question. Here it is. What colour is 0 on a British roulette wheel? He's thinking. He's reacting. He's got to get it wrong for you to stay in the game, and that's why you've chosen it, because you thought it was the toughest question. What colour is 0 on a British roulette wheel? Robert, it's time for you to face your question. What was it about Robert that made you think he wouldn't know the answer to this? Why that question?
Actually, I think both those questions he could well know the answer to, so it was real pot of luck.
Could you have known both of them?
No.
Only one of you goes forward to try and get my £4,000. You've got to get this right, Robert. Here's the question. What colour is 0 on a British roulette wheel?
Now, I don't know, but you have red and you have black, and 0 is the absence of something, so it would be the guess to say white.
Not red or black, but white.
White.
Now, if you get this right, Robert, you go through and you're a step closer to £4,000. If you're wrong, Ben has chosen the right question to force you out and he stays in. On a British roulette wheel, the colour of 0 is green. Robert, you're wrong. Which means Ben is through to the next round. And Robert, I'm really happy to say, you're out.
Good luck for you.
Now, well done to all 6 of you for getting this far. You've made it because you've managed to eliminate your opponents, either because you're a good judge of character, you're clever, or you've been lucky. But let's hope you've been paying attention to each other's strengths and weaknesses, because now it's time for you to go head-to-head with each other. And with me, of course. Why me? Well, if none of you win, I put £4,000 in my pocket. Otherwise, I get nothing at all for presenting the show. So I hope it's no win, no fee for you, as we all take one step closer to that money. Now in round 2, things get decidedly trickier. Judgment of character is now crucial because you've got to choose an opponent before you hear the question they've got to answer. I'm then going to read that question, and to stay in the game, you've got to tell me if you think they're going to get it wrong or right. And as always, we start by randomly choosing one of you. Who's up first in this round? Who's going to have to choose an opponent and then judge whether they're going to get a question wrong or right? And it's Ben. Ben, your ability to read other people is absolutely vital in this round. Will you join me now and choose your opponent? A lot of pressure on you in that last round. Just 2 of you left head to head and you made it through. The thing is, this time round you've got to choose somebody you can read before you hear the question. Somebody you think maybe you can pick up a bit of body language, or somebody you think has displayed a reasonable range of general knowledge that you can trust, you can put your faith in. Field of 5, who are you going for?
I think I will go for Kim.
So it's Kim up now. A lot riding on this. We're all up closer to £4,000. Kim, will you face your question? Okay, I'm going to read the question. Kim, as ever, you have to get this right to stay in the game. Here comes your question, Kim. Please do not answer. Ben, Stadia. What was the name of the Polish trade union led by Lech Wałęsa? You've got plenty of time, Kim. We don't want you to answer at all yet, because Ben is having a good look. Bit of a bite of the lower lip there. 2 fingers clenched just below the waist. He's obviously trying to hold it in, not to give you any clues at all. Are you reading anything at all? on the mask that Kim is pretending is her face at this stage?
I think she knows the answer.
So you think that slight look of uncertainty was a bluff?
Yep.
Okay. Kim, what was the name of the Polish trade union led by Lech Wałęsa?
I haven't got any idea at all.
Do you want to try and hazard a guess? Because there's a lot riding on this.
Maybe something foreign, but I can't remember. I think it was initials, but no.
Okay. Well, I think Ben may have known the answer to this. I was looking for, and it does begin with S, solidarity. So Kim, you're wrong. Which means, of course, Ben is wrong as well, because he predicted you get that answer right. Would you please sit down, as you are both out of the game? Only 4 people left, 5 including me, competing for £4,000. Who's next up to choose an opponent to try and predict whether they're going to get an answer right or wrong? I wonder who it is. And it's Jenny. Jenny, you've got to read some body language now if you want to stay in with a shout of getting my £4,000. Will you join me, please, and choose an opponent? Only 3 people left. We're whittling through them. Yeah. Now, you've got to think who you can read best. Maybe Mandy, could be Zig, of course, could be Pierre. The trouble is, you don't know the question they're going to have to answer. So you either trust their grasp of general knowledge, or you think it's somebody who's going to give something away with a bit of a flicker, a bit of a grimace, a bit of a swallow. So who's it going to be, Jenny?
Well, I think I'm going to choose Mandy.
Mandy, Jenny is relying on you to get her closer to that £4,000. Will you join us now and face your question? Very simple. I'm going to read a question. Before Mandy answers, you've got to predict, just from reading her face and thinking about what you know about her, maybe a range of general knowledge, whether she's going to get it right or wrong, because Mandy has to get it right to stay in the game. She's avoiding meeting your gaze already. Here comes the question. Who appears on the back of the current £10 note? Don't answer. You can use this as thinking time. And Jenny is using this as kind of nosy Parker time, taking a look at her. What are you trying to read from that?
Well, I don't know. She's got a very, very blank look about her, because on the one hand it should be a really easy question, but it's just completely flown out of my head, so I don't know whether it's completely flown out of hers as well.
It's one of those everyday things that's very easy to forget. We've had a few people on the back of the £10 note, haven't we?
Yes.
I think she knows it. I'm sure she knows it. Look at that, there's almost a smile there. I reckon she's... But don't let me influence you, because I want you both to fail.
Oh, it's tough.
Is she going to get it right or wrong?
I'm going to put faith in her and say I think she's going to get it right.
Little human plea crept into your voice then. You're putting faith in her. She's got to get it right, of course, to stay in the game. If she does get it right, congrats to both of you. You stay in and live to fight another day. Mandy, she thinks you're going to get this right. I'm kind of hoping now you get it wrong, because then you both leave. Fine and dandy for me. Mandy, who appears on the back of the current £10 note?
Well, I've got 2 ideas in my head, 2 choices. One is William Shakespeare, the other is Francis Drake, and I'm trying my desperate hardest to visualise a £10 note, and I can't do it, and so I'm going to go for a guess, and I'm going to go for Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare or Francis Drake were your thoughts? In fact, the correct answer is Charles Darwin. So, Mandy, you are wrong. Which means that Jenny is also wrong. You put your faith in her. She kind of let you both down. How do you feel?
Well, she did her best. She did her best. I'm a bit sorry, but never mind.
She did very well for me. I'm not sorry at all. You're both out. Sit back down.
Thank you.
So it's me, it's Zig and Pierre. One big question, though. Who's going to be up first? And it's Pierre. Of course, Pierre is going to be facing Zig. Would you both take your places, please? £4,000 at stake. And it's a very simple way to decide who's going to go home with that money. I'm going to read a question. Before you hear Zig's answer, you've got to predict whether he's going to get it right or wrong. He has to get it right to stay in the game. If he does get it right and you say he's going to get it wrong, he gets the £4,000. But if he gets it wrong and you think he's going to get it right, I get £4,000. Here's the question. Don't answer, Zig. In 1797, which country's troops were the last to invade the British mainland? Don't answer. History. Does he look like somebody who knows his history? Maybe interested in matters military? You see, I think he does. Very erect bearing. I think he watches a lot of those kind of documentaries about British history. Maybe interested in warfare. Possibly. I think he's going to get it right, but don't let me influence you, Pierre, because you see, the only way I can win the money is if you say he's going to get it right and then he gets it wrong, then you two fail and I get £4,000. I'll read the question again, then I want you to give me a prediction, Pierre. Zig, in 1797, which country's troops were the last to invade the British mainland? Don't give me an answer. Is he going to get this right or wrong?
I actually say he's going to get it wrong.
Okay. If you do get it wrong, Zig, then Pierre goes home £4,000 better off. If you get it right, you make him wrong, you get the £4,000. Either way, I'm going home empty-handed, with no fee for playing the game here today. Zig, in 1797, which country's troops were the last to invade the British mainland?
I would guess it would be the Spanish.
The correct answer is France. Zig, you're wrong. So Zig, commiserations, sit down, you're out. Which means, Pierre, you have won £4,000. And I'm going home with absolutely nothing. Join us again on No Win, No Fee, when next time, fingers crossed, I'll be a winner. See you then.
Better luck next week then. No Win, No Fee back on Monday at midday. And up next on BBC One, stand by for Wipeout.